everybody! Seth here with the Super Boss Obscure Reference My Natsume Showcase and Release, or as I kind of like to call her now, My Natsume, as Hand of Aces coined in the last video I uploaded of her. So, yeah, I should probably get that out of the way first before anything. So, this is for those of you who haven't been keeping up with this is a very different type of mod than I'm used to doing. This is a rather, cause, as funny as the pun name is, it's actually very true. This is not really Mai. This is more or less, I've taken Mai and reworked her into almost an entirely different character. She has all new moves, also stuff I'm gonna go over and all that stuff, so I'm not really sure if this will be a short or a long showcase. Hoping for a shorter one, but there is, obviously with all the stuff I changed, there's a decent bit to talk about, but it was a rather ambitious project and a real shot in the dark. I hope you all enjoy what I have created here, though, with Obscure Reference Mai. And with that, might as well go into what let's get into this. Let me talk about what I've done to her here. So, of course, there is typical Super Boss changes, because of course there is. For starters, she has 19,000 health, 8,000 more than usual. Nothing new there. Go back to the Super Boss Overdrive timer. Ignore the flashy things behind her, we'll get to those later. And, of course, the old Overdrive effects are active, but all that really applies to in terms of Obscure Reference My Hero be her Spear Throw charge timer being reduced. Because, as I will now go into, well, actually, yeah, I still need to talk about the new forward dash. As you can see, her forward dash is a new animation. She uses, her juncture animation. And along with that, her forward dash, after it starts up fully, now gains head and projectile invincibility, so you can actually kind of just bully zoners by running into them. I think, in theory, I should be able to run through Tempest Dahlia, right? Yeah. So, feel free to just abuse that and make zoners' lives a living hell. The dash and air dash speeds have also, of course, been increased. Her mobility has been very cracked out. No extra jumps or air dashes, however, but much faster air dashes and much faster run speed. Her back dash is unchanged. Alright, now on to the more interesting things here to note. So, things to note, importantly, first off, her auto combos / variable arts chains from mashing buttons, those are gone, so with the exception of her 5A, so that kind of acts as like a Persona 4 Arena-esque auto combo. It maps to the A button. So that's still there. All the other ones are gone, along with her her 5BB and its stance and its follow-ups. Those are all gone too. I am sorry to anyone I have disappointed with this revelation, but trust me, I give her stuff to make up for it. So those are all gone to really make it weirded up already. With that in mind, though, because I got rid of her mash with cancel frickin' shit, that means all of her cancel options, her Gatlings, etc., they now resemble most other characters. It means you can kind of just go into, it does open up some new routes, essentially. It gives you a little more freedom with what you can do on block, at least, rather than having to go into a straight, like, 5 AAA or 5B or 5 CCC, etc., like that. Stuff like that. So it does free up that. It is like, it's essentially a side trade, maybe. As for what I have done specifically to all of her normals, we can get into that now, and then onto her, her specials. This is where all the real candy starts to pour out. So, 5A and 2A, for starters, are now actually set to attack level 2 instead of being attack level 1 and having the hit stun of a level 2 attack. But none of the other benefits. So now this gives it more hit stop, more lots of other stuff. It's an overall benefit all around to have it, like, literally just be an attack level 2 move rather than give it higher hit stun. And call it in, eh? So with that in mind, 5AA is attack level 4 from 3 and has slightly less recovery, making it even more plus on block than it already was. As for how plus on block, I can't say. That's a lot of pushback for something I'm trying to give advantage. I might lower the pushback on that, actually. So yeah, 5AA might have more less pushback, I mean, in the actual release file in the description below here. 5AA is now, 5AAA is now attack level 5 from 4, and it has 90 probation 2 from 82, so scales a little bit better when used later in a combo, like, well, you kind of have to, so. And I will say 5AA on top of, 5AA on top of that, or I think yeah, specified here. 5AA and 5AAA all have the same normal cancel options besides being able to cancel the throw as 5A. And 5AAA is not jump cancelable, but 5AA is, I think. Yes, 5AA is jump cancelable, 5AAA is not, but both can now go into 5B, 2B, all sorts of good stuff to give you better block strings and such. 2A has all the cancel options 5A does. Wait. Yeah, 2A throw. Anything that 2A couldn't do that 5A could do, well, 2A can do it too now. 5B, 2B, and 5C are all jump cancelable on block. Another excellent little change there for her block string pressure. 2B has 90p1 from 80, making it a better low starter. Fuck that up. Alright, yeah, alright. So next up is a new normal, 6B. This uses 5BB's animation. It's her forward lunging kick. This is now jump cancelable on block. Should still stagger on grounded counter hit, apparently, although when I tested it... Yeah, it does, okay. So it still staggers on grounded counter hit. Sends at a higher angle on air hit with 50% more air and technical time, though, making it a better launcher. Yeah, I think, yeah, you can do that. Just an extra little tool for her. 6C is another new normal, which is a standalone version of her old 5CA variable arts, and this is, of course, I did take this off of my Unlimited Mai mod, meaning it is indeed Bull Bash. Massive range, although it has a little extra changes compared to the version I gave Unlimited Mai. It is now air unblockable without barrier, and has a 90 paration 2 compared to Unlimited Mai's 82, making it better scaling in the middle of combos. Other than that, it is exactly the same attack that I gave Unlimited Mai. That being a very good one, and that means it's also an overhead. Still has all the traits from Synth, Bull Bash, and Exar, which, yeah, that's where the overhead comes from, all that good stuff. As for something that Unlimited Mai does not have, at least not from my memory, we have another new normal in the form of 4C, which uses the 5BB 60 follow-up stance animation. And this attack, as far as normal cancels go, can only go into 6C. And with a slight delay, you can combo into it. If you do it too fast, however, it will whiff, unfortunately. Let's see here. 4C is now attackable 5 from 4 as far as the original attack is concerned. On counter hit, it will actually launch a lot higher, or at least considerably higher, before the wall bounce. Has 110 paration 1 and 110 bonus paration, making this one of Mai's better normal starters, and I believe it's a fatal counter as well. It is. So there's 110 paration, 1 fatal counter with 110 bonus paration on top of that. This is your premium punish starter for sure, at least one of them. Your most practical one, as far as your most practical one, definitely. 2C is now air unblockable without barrier. Doesn't send as far away from Mai on hit, so it actually keeps you very close for juggles like that on counter hit or otherwise. Or... well, I guess not. Yeah, never mind. Well, it leaves it's easier to follow up on because they're so close to you. Closer to Mai on hit, and has a little over 50% more air attackable time. The head invincibility, as I tend to do with anti-airs, is now on frame 1, and it launches higher on counter hit, well, a lot higher on counter hit, and also fatal counters. And what I should say this allows you to do is combo into full charge D-Spear. It is one of the few ways that allow you to do that. 4C counter hit also lets you do that. Aim it at the ground, but yeah, one of the counter hits with those two moves are one of the two and very few ways you can counter into a full charge D-Spear, which is important to note for later. 3C is another normal that uses the 2BC variable arts animation. It's basically longer range 2B because it trips in the same way. This is similar to very much the same as Unlimited Mai's. Sports a hard knockdown within 90 proration 1 from 80, making it a better low starter, kind of like 2B as well. And another, similarly to the 2C change, it does not send the opponent as far away anymore on hit. I can let you do stupid shit like this. Although it doesn't really get you amazing damage, so I don't mind too much about that. And the final thing to go over as far as normals are concerned are her spears. Her 5D and her JD. So, of course, with the Overdrive change permanently active, these charge faster. They are also auto-thrown at full charge and take less time to charge even on top of the Overdrive changes. The spear throw and rebounds have less recovery, allowing you to juggle better with them, especially in the corner. Well, I can't do that, unfortunately. But yeah, much easier to juggle and combo off of them with. The spear projectiles are now projectile level 2 and fly faster, giving them more priority and speed to punish things. Duration 1 and 2 are increased to 90, and the attack level has been increased from 4 to 3, giving them more hit stun, hit stop, etc., stuff like that. That's not even getting started on what they do now when they're fully charged. Full charge spears are fatal counters. Fly even faster, have 50% more damage, 50% minimum damage, meaning they will always do at least half their damage when used in a combo. 121 duration 1 with 100 duration 2, 120 bonus duration, attack level 5, and projectile level 3. These things are disgusting, although the very long startup prevents you from actually comboing into them outside of a couple of specific circumstances, like fatal counters up to 4C or 2C, and one of her supers, which her supers are also different. These are beastly starters, if you can land them. But I'll let you experiment with that yourselves. Okay, on to the exciting part! So, I will say flat out, all of my specials, and I mean literally all of them, with the exception of, Backflip here, which has, got a new command on it, only slightly. All of her specials besides Backflip have been completely removed and changed and reworked. As far as my specials and supers go, she is a completely and entirely just new thing here. And I will have fun going over that, all the new moves that she has with you right now. I should probably start with Backflip. Backflip now has 2 separate versions, being 214A and 214B, with the 214B version being like her aerial version. They are both usable. B version is usable in the air. Is A version? A version is not usable in the air. I might change that. But, yeah, and you can, of course, cancel in them still. But they have a more, rather than just using the 214 motion, they now have dedicated 214A and B commands. And that's basically it. Both flips have frame 1 full invincibility on startup, and the backflips enter normal/empty fall state after completion, allowing for air dash/air normals to be cancelled. Like so, you can do A backflip and then 5C, B backflip, 5C, run out B backflip, cross up into a fucking aerial. That's actually kind of disgusting, wow. If you actually space it properly. So, not the most useful, but still there. It's still there. Now, one interesting change I will go over first is to her taunt, actually. Her taunt is now technically a special, known as Soul Surge, with a completely new animation, and it is much slower, but what it does, it now has a purpose. Soul Surge will, after a short duration, give my 50 meter. Not 50 meter, 30 meter, dumbass step. It will now give her 30 meter after completion. And can be cancelled into from just about anything she does, I might add. So you can actually combo into this, like if you get a knockdown, I think. Might be not that, unfortunately. I think you can do... Or maybe it's just other specials. Like most of her other specials do cancel into it. But yeah, cancel the Soul Surge off a knockdown or just about anything, maybe, and that's definitely unsafe to do off of 3C, but all sorts of opportunities to sneak in Soul Surge here for some extra meter. And that's basically what it is, a slow meter gain tool. I look forward to seeing how people may utilize it. Now, for her actual attacking moves... Ooh, where do I start? Alright, I'll start with the basic. We'll start with the basic bitch move first, and that will be 236A, which is now Boring Rain. This is rather reminiscent of my NOL Assassin Noelle mod on some of her specials, because similarly, Boring Rain, if the enemy is out of range, Mai will dash up to them first with projectile head invincibility, similar to when she's running until she starts the attack. And this is a simple, kind of rapid stab move of, it's a little janky, I admit. I'll get to that in a second. 8 spear stabs that slowly moves Mai forward as she goes. The final hit is Distortion cancelable and sends the opponent away, and ground slides on air hit. Rather forces them into a ground slide because it launches them. If she has crossed up during this move, she will actually auto-correct herself, so if you try to jump over her, she will stab in the other direction to catch you. And this is basically mostly combo filler. I will say, as I mentioned just now, important note, that because of the animations I use to make this attack, there are some sus instances where, especially if you're juggling an airborne opponent, they can fall out of the attack rather inconveniently. But for the most part, it is pretty consistent, luckily. But just know that it is important to take note when you are especially juggling in the air, that there are times where the attack will drop because of the animation's hitboxes. Just a word of warning. Now, the next attack we have is, do I have that note? Okay, I have all that, that note later down the line. We'll talk about the moves first. So next up we have 236B, and this is Cage of Despair. Cage of Despair, similarly to Boring Rain, will dash up with head and projectile invincibility until she gets closer to start the attack. And this move is 2 quick spear swings that I think it's only on hit. On hit, we'll go into an extra follow-up known as Thornbind.
What's the matter?
Let's see. And Thornbind will, of course, have Mai stab the ground, and then spawn a vortex of vines to stagger the opponent. The Thorn Vortex off of Thornbind will always has 100% minimum damage, so it will always deal 650 regardless of the formation and scaling of the combo. Cage of Despair will fatal counter on counter hits for decent damage and follow-ups without special cancels. I think you can do that off the normal attack too, if I'm not mistaken. Not quite. Maybe if you mash 5A fast enough, you might be able to follow up with that. But there are ways to follow up that I'll go over in a second once I go over the attacks themselves. Next up is 214C Sacrament. Sacrament will have Mai spin her lance around, creating 2 flower vortexes around her on either side of her that both deal 3 hits each. The vortexes have a projectile level of 3, and Mai's projectile invincible for the entire move until recovery. This attack is cancelable into a variety of things on hit or block, as with most of her specials. And if you get them in the air, it will juggle them accordingly. So, fun things to be done with that. Next up on the list, we have 623C, Heavenly Wind, and this is her only, or one of her only 2 air specials. Heavenly Wind has Mai prepare, and then using the move, and then using the same animation pretty much as Sylvan Hurricane Assault, one of her old supers, she will jump and stab upward and deal it's a multi-hit rising attack, and also serves as a frame 1 meter traversal. So this is a DP. One that deals very good damage, being 2k, and then, I wonder if on counter you can actually get follow-ups on that. Not quite. Do you have a 2A? Nope, too much recovery. Alright, so yeah, this is just your typical DP anti-air, also usable as a combo tool. Like so. It does have a considerable... She does lunge a decent bit forward, luckily, when she does it, too, giving it a decent bit of horizontal range as well as vertical range, giving it very good coverage, although you can probably jump over and end up behind her. So it might whip in some other weird circumstances, but it's very reliable and very good. And onto her last two specials, which are her D specials. My D specials are special. They are unique in that they each cost 25 heat because they are both very powerful. We'll start with 623D, Broken Faith, which means I need to give myself meter to actually use these. I'll soul search for the novelty, but then actually just set my meter to 25. So first off, we have Broken Faith, 623D. After a brief moment, Mai will teleport above the opponent and crash down on top of them with a 3-hit, multi-hit stab from above. This move is unblockable. This is a 25-meter tracking unblockable that you can combo off because that's a very long knockdown for decent damage. It does have slow startup and no invincibility, however, so you have to use this sparingly. And on top of that, this is considered a head attribute attack, meaning if the opponent is savvy, they can anti-air you out of it. Broken Faith can be cancelled into while airborne off of any air normal hit, but not on block. And also from Heavenly Wind. So you can do... Shit. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that's disgusting. You can block your DP and then you can just cancel into the unblockable. Damn, that's kind of vile, not gonna lie. Holy shit. But, yeah, so typically... something like that. Good 6K combo. Anything else? Yeah. The last thing to note about Broken Faith is that it's 120 bonus duration, making it very good for combos for the first use of them anyways. So absolutely try to work these in if you want to, and if you have the meter and want to spend it. Her other D special for 6D is Lance of Destruction, and it also costs 25 heat. Shit. And this move will have my backflip and then rush forward with a very strong stab before rapidly skewering the victim, sending them away on the final hit. This move, of course, has rather considerable range with how far she dashes for how long her weapon is. Damn, it can even clip your whole screen with one of the hits. Let me see here. This attack has 25% minimum damage on it, and the second to last hit... The second to last hit is Distortion, or, yeah, the last hit, I think. The second to last and or the last hit is Distortion or Exceeding Self-Cancelable with 120 bonus duration. So the D specials both have bonus duration to incentivize using them, as well as Lance of Destruction being basically a much better, stronger, overall beastly version of Boring Rain here. The bonus duration, the higher damage, etc. So if this is more like your pseudo meter combo ender, and then you can cancel it. If you have extra meter on top of that, you can cancel into a super. Here we are. As for her specials in general, all specials can cancel into D specials. Distortions, Exceed Expel, or Soul Surge on hitter block, and you can do Boring Rain. And then Soul Surge, or rather, what I was supposed to do there is have them... And then Soul Surge for meter. Or you can do Sacrament Juggle, Soul Surge, Cage of Despair into Boring Rain, into Lance of Destruction. If you're in the corner, I think that'll work. And on the pit's done. Or Sacrament Broken Faith. Broken Faith into Lance of Destruction. Ooh, I want to do that. Hold on. Okay, wasted my meter. Fuck. Wait, does that actually not work? Ah, too close in the blind spot. Damn. Yeah, there's a dead zone on Sacrament there. Shit. Oh, I need more meter. Need more meter. I want to see the. I want to try this in the corner. Oh, that didn't launch high at all. What the fuck? That was weird. Anyways, you can finesse that to working into a real string. But yeah, let's see. Specials, except for Heavenly Wind and Sacrament, can cancel into any non-D special, which is as I'm showing here. So, I do believe Sacrament doesn't technically cancel into Cage of Despair, but you can actually, like, combo or something into it. I'm not sure. But yeah, as to repeat, all specials can cancel into D specials, Distortions, Exceed Excel, or Soul Surge on hit or block. Specials besides Heavenly Wind and Sacrament can cancel into any non-D special that has not been used in the string on hit. Multi-hit moves must wait for their final hit to connect before being able to do any of the above cancels, however. So, there you go. Allowing her very free-form special cancel chains, as you can see. She can more or less go into every special in her entire repertoire in one given combo. Shit. A lot of crazy stuff you can do with that. I don't think I need to say much more on that. Is there anything else on her specials? No! Okay, I wonder how good we're doing on time here. This may indeed end up being, from the looks of it, potentially, the shortest Super Boss showcase to date, which is going to be amazing, frankly. Holy shit, guys, I just checked, we're only like 27 minutes in, we're not even hit the half-hour mark yet, we're actually, like, almost done. I gotta talk about her Distortions and her Overdrive, and that's it. This is gonna be the shortest Super Boss showcase to date. Ever, probably. The shortest one ever. Well, it's very convenient for everyone. I'm kind of happy about that. Alright, let's not jinx it, though. Let's talk about what I did to her supers, or rather, what I replaced them with. So, one miscellaneous change I'll note before we go into that is, all of her Distortion backgrounds, usually they're blue and they go red when a character is in Overdrive. All of hers are just, the red one by default. Because, funny joke. It's a pun on OD. Now, some of you understand it. You know who you are. Alright, as for the attacks themselves, I'm of course similar to all of her new specials. Mai has been granted 2 entirely new supers as well, which I will now show you. Ooh, which one do I show first, though? Let's go with Devil's Lance. Devil's Lance, 214-214D. Mai, after some fancy spear spinning, will impale the ground, causing several other, like, phantom spear blades to rise up from beneath the opponent and skewer them, launching them into the air. And if they're close enough, you can combo off of it. For pretty decent scaling, all things considered. The Super Freeze on Devil's Lance is very long, allowing you to punish just about anything from anywhere. Before the opponent can even do anything to react, and in most cases you can actually just run, I think even from like full screen you can confirm off the launch that it gives you. Not that way, definitely not that way. Anything else? Let me see. Launches high into the air, tracks the opponent's location. The spear that tracks the opponent has 120 bonus inspiration, because that will ensure that while the spear positions on this move are variable, there is of course one that is guaranteed to hit your opponent, which means the damage of this move can be varied, depending on how they want to position themselves and how big the opponent is as well. Typically, best case scenario, you can typically get 4 or 5 of them to hit once, though. The attack is rapid cancelable as soon as the spears come up as well. So if they block it, or if you just want a quicker follow-up, use that for safe pressure, among other things. And that's just well for Devil's Lance. The other, her combo ender Distortion, is 236-236D, which is Requiem for a Lady, which replaces Sylvan Hurricane Assault. And Devil's Lance replaces Full Blizzard Blossom, obviously. Requiem for a Lady. I'll just show it off. very similar to the Unlimited Mai super that I made, although different. Requiem for Lady dashes forward into a quick stab. If the initial hit connects, she transitions into a follow-up and 4 fast swipes into the final stab before flipping backwards and locks the opponent with a Polar Vortex. If it is blocked, she doesn't do jack shit. Oh, that's safe on block? Fuck that. Okay, that's getting readjusted. I'm not letting that be safe on block. Excuse me? Hell no. That needs that's gonna get adjusted before for the release file for sure. It will not be safe on block, but yeah, it only goes into false on hit. On block, however, it's rapid cancelable, and on hit, it is not rapidly cancelable until after the second vortex appears there, in which case you can do whatever you want after that, but before that, or you can waste 50 meter to cancel the first hit or whatever you want to do. Oh, there's Boring Rain dropping, by the way. So, this is your go-to combo ender. Obviously. Going off Boring Rain, off of any special, really. Or Lance Destruction. Lance Destruction is more of a corner thing. Anything else special about this move? No. So there's her supers. Her Exceed Excel has, of course, been buffed as well. The fast active flow version by default. With 50% minimum damage and a 50% damage increase. Has more untechable time to give Mai more advantage afterwards as well. The attack itself is unchanged. But yeah, if you're using close in the corner especially, that extra untechable time is going to give you time to set up some offense. Good stuff. The next change! Ooh, do I get into that now, or do I save it for last? I'll save it for last, I think. We'll move on to our Overdrive. We can finally go over the, yeah, this probably looks very familiar to some of you. It's definitely been, Creature of the Great Swamp did point this out, and, I should probably explain what those, lights are, rather than energy spears behind her. Although I should maybe talk about the, yeah, no. Okay, before that, talk about some other functions first. So, in Overdrive, Mai here, the opponent is, the opponent deals 25% less damage to her during her Overdrive, and she deals 25% more damage, basically a down 25% damage boost and 25% defense boost. As long as the Overdrive is active, making her more durable and more dangerous and deadly at the same time. Full Charge Spear, normally, when you block a Full Charge Spear, or rather the rebound of a Full Charge Spear, if she causes the boomerang back at you, is blockable. In Overdrive, the rebounds are also unblockable. For extremely dirty shit with that. D-specials, so Lance of Destruction and Broken Faith, no longer cost heat in Overdrive, allowing you to abuse the fuck out of them. So, that's fun. And now onto the floating helper spears behind her. Appear next to Mai for the duration of the Overdrive. These are copied from and act very similarly to Ezioi's Slave Transambits, although although these ones will only activate during most specials or when Mai throws a D-Spear. Like so. And they have a short cooldown when they come back to Mai before they activate again. They will not activate during Boring Rain or Sacrament, but they will activate during Cage of Despair, D-Spear throws, other stuff. Helper Spears each will hit 4 times for a total of 8 each, for 300 damage per hit, and they track the enemy full screen, as you can see. Pretty well, to a decent degree. There are some sharper angles they can't home in on, but for the most part, these are pretty good at snagging the opponent, wherever they might be. Having a cooldown between attacks. These have very, very high chip damage. On top of that. when they are blocked. So, as you can see, they can chunk it on decently fast on Sandbag Rachel here. She has 30k HP. Let's see, specials that normally can only be canceled into other stuff on hit are now doable on block as well. I can't think of a specific example for this, but it's a thing now. And as for direct move changes, we don't have many to go over, luckily. We're almost done with the video. We're legitimately almost done with the video here. Alright. For starters, Pouring Rain on Overdrive has a longer ground slide on air hit. On ground hit, the final hit will spin state instead of sending them away, leaving them closer to my all-round, and the chip damage on this attack is also doubled. Go here. Okay, easy to convert off when they're spin state. Also lets you, I think you can go to a normal afterwards. Yeah. Then do this. Then do that. Then do that. If you were faster, it would combo probably. Sorts of good stuff here. Cage of Despair in Overdrive. The initial 2 swings will Guard Crush. And the third hit, assuming the attack is barrier blocked still, Thornbind will come out even unblocked. Holy shit, that barrier damage. That is icky, wow. Okay, so this is a very good pressure tool. And Thornbind will come out unblocked even, and then the spears will cover you on top of that, making it very devastating on block. Sacrament can cancel into any other special and not just these specials. The Vortex hitboxes are larger with better duration, and they poison the enemy, as well as my spawning double the Vortexes in different spots front and behind her. She now calls forth 4, covering huge amounts of the screen for just gigantic space control. And of course the poison will rack up damage. And that sweet spot in between will cause both the Vortexes to hit, for 5,000 damage, I guess, on top of poison and other things, and giving you a combo off of it. Oh, damn, that totally would have worked too with better timing. Shit. That's unfortunate. Anything else about Sacrament? Oh, there's one thing to note about Sacrament here, and this will be fixed by the time she's released, or at least thoroughly tested. I have gotten reports from a bug tester of mine that this move crashes when they use it. Obviously, it doesn't crash for me right now. I am not sure why, if it's just a them thing or not. If it happens for someone else I know that I've given the mod a slight early access to, I'll be sure to fix that, obviously. But, yeah, hopefully no crashing issues for anyone else after release here. Something I want to point out. If it does crash, obviously give me a shout out in the comments. I'll see what I can do to hopefully fix it. But if it does crash, I do have the alternative change of just making the 2 vortexes that initially spawn bigger rather than having to spawn 4. It might be something about her spawning too much shit on screen. That's my main gas, but it doesn't crash for me right now. So yeah, if the attack is a little different, it spawns 2 bigger vortexes instead of the 4 here. That's why. See, Heavenly Wind. Heavenly Wind is cancelable into air normals on hit and has better correlation 1, making it a better starter. Which means, oh wow. Oh, and you float in the air still. What? Oh, that's wild. Oh, that's nuts. Damn, I didn't mess with that before. That's pretty fucked up. Oh my god. Oh, you can do a lot of dirty shit with that. Wait, is it jump cancel on that too? Or did I just... Oh no, I canceled it into air normal. Yeah, it's not jump cancelable. You only cancel it as air normal. And then that allows me to jump into another one, into Broken Faith, into Lance of Destruction. Alright, speaking of, Broken Faith also has the Helper Spear's attack after the final hit. Whiffs unless you pick up with 2B or something, but they do attack apparently. Well, apparently don't need to pick up a 2B. Lance of Destruction gains frame 1 guard point to everything that isn't a throw that lasts until the final attack is complete, or the final hit. And the Helper Spears will attack for the final hit on this move as well. Oh, that's disgusting. That's so hilarious, though. And for the last 2 Overdrive changes, that are for her Distortions, of course, improving them and making them even better. For Devil's Lance, after the initial stabbing attack, more energy spears will rain down from above the opponent, whether on hit or on block. On hit, of course, it will attack on a lot of extra damage, and make it easier to pick up on afterwards. And on hit as well, this is the last of 3 ways I am aware of that you can combo, because they hold so long in the air, into a full charge spear, with all the benefits that come with those. And on block, the spear rain will keep you safe after the initial stab, and let you run in for free pressure. And lastly, we have Requiem for a Lady. Oh, really? Oh my god. Okay, Overdrive Requiem for a Lady is apparently unblockable, and does 8 stabs instead of 4 after the initial hit, and ends with a final Exceeding Cell Slash after the vines are done. Oh, that's nasty, dude. Oh, that is so nasty. Hold on, what if I... Oh, dude, if I could go to EXT cell off that, that fucking sucks. Oh well. That took a lot of tries to do, by the way. I cut all those out, though. So, yeah, save for one last thing to go over. That's, Obscure Reference Mai. I'm amazed how this is the shortest Super Boss 1 to date. I figured having to go over all the other stuff I did to her would have, maybe inflated it a little, but I guess not. In any case, I very much look forward, as much as an unpopular and obscure character Mai is. I'm really hoping that some of you will, give her a chance here is what you've seen. I look forward to see what some of you will be able to do with her, if you, decide to put the time in. And, even if not, I do hope you enjoy, and, hopefully I get a little bit of praise for doing something, though, so out there, as far as, with one of my super bosses here. Yeah, that's really about all I have to say. Download link will be in the description below. It includes the custom color here, the theme song replacement in the background, all that good stuff. And while I conclude the video, I'll go over the last change I've done to her. that I've done to her. So, with any case, regardless, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoy. Hope you like what I did with Mai here. And the last change I have to go over is to her Astral. Because I changed her Astral. Not as far as the startup or anything, that's all the same, but after she lands the initial attack, it changes. And I think that's obviously, as per tradition, was good to save that for the very end of the video. So, I'm gonna do that now. Hope to get you on all future uploads. Love you guys very much for being patient with this one. And I'll see you later. I present to you, before we finish, her Astral, Demon Spear of Sorrow, Ichika. God, that outro is so much more awkward than it usually is.